Alright, so you already know I be getting high hella daily. I ain't gonna lie, I pretty much smoke up every fucking day on some real shit. Like, when I first started smoking, I think a lot of us could agree it was just for, like, the sake of the experience and for fun. Now I smoke, honestly, for more medical reasons in terms of, like, anxiety, I would say. I got really bad anxiety, so to cope with that, I smoke up. It got to a point where I was hitting up people in my city. I was be like, hey, who's got it? You know what I'm saying? Like, who got the cars? Who got the flour? Who got the wax? Who got the edibles, bro? And everyone's like, I don't know, bro. We's hard to get around here. Well, yeah, because y'all on fentanyl and shit, but like, holy shit, Zombie Town 3D! Anyways, I'm like, alright, fuck, what do I do? So I hit up this random dude in my area. I think I see him like a group fucking page or whatever. And I ain't gonna lie, bro looks like the type to where he'd smoke up. Like, you can kind of look at somebody and tell who gets high and who don't. I know you can't judge a book by its cover and looks can be deceiving and all that, but you just get a vibe if somebody's down to smoke or some shit like that, right? So I hit this dude up and I'm trying to figure out like if he got it type shit. Well, a couple conversations go by. He does claim to have it. And I'm like, alright, bet. What you got? Well, he's like, he don't really got any weed on him, but he's got mushrooms. And now we're getting into the mushroom part of the video. I know after like a minute of this rambling, y'all probably was like, dude, we're talking about weed or mushrooms? No, we talk about mushrooms. Now, here's how this happens, alright? Stay with me. So, I'm like, alright, how much for the mushrooms? And he's like, how much do you want? Yo, I never bought mushrooms before. How the fuck am I supposed to know how much I want to ask for? Like, bro could have told me like the most minimum was like $100. I would have probably still did it because I didn't know anything. So I was like, dude, I won't be keeping it real, bro. Like, you can even lie to me right now and I wouldn't feel offended because I'm so ignorant about this. Like, I don't know how much that would even be. He's like, all right, well, I'll serve you like $35 to $40 bag. It ended up being 50 because I was cool about it and I gave him extra 10, you know, just for delivering the shit. Well, I get these mushrooms and it's like a big ass bag. I ain't gonna lie. He said he gave me extra when I was in the car, and he dead ass did. He was lit for that. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out him. Well, I started eating these fucking mushrooms as soon as I get in the crib. Wait, no. I'm sorry. I went to go shower and shit. Did everything I had to do because I already know that once I eat these, nothing in my day is gonna get fucking done. All right, I know that. So I get everything I need to do done. I'm mentally preparing myself. I eat. Now, you're probably gonna think, what the fuck? There ain't no fucking way, alright? Well, I did. Everyone I tell this to thinks this is fucking wild, alright? This is my first time ever eating shrooms in my life, not even knowing what to expect. I ate 3 whole caps, big fat ass caps, and I ate these 3 big ass stems. And I was going to eat another one. I was on the phone with my homeboy, and he's like, how many you eat? And I told him how many I ate, and I told him I was going to eat more because nothing's happening. And he's like, dude, don't fucking do that. And then he explained to me how the caps are like the visuals and like the stems are more like the body high. Well, I told him I ate 3 stems, 3 whole caps, and they were some big ass caps. And he was like, just don't eat no more, bro. And I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I think at that point, that's when I pretty much lost touch of reality. I can't honestly remember any events that happened after that. My girlfriend said that I was trying to play Red Dead Redemption 2, and I kept just repeatedly turning on the game and turning it off and turning it on and turning it off. And apparently this went for hours. Well, once I was finally able to realize, holy fuck, I've not been in my body, I'm a little fucking concerned. Obviously, this is definitely a bad trip, as you're probably getting the vibe from this story. And yeah, it was a bad trip, but it was a needed bad trip. We'll get to that at the end of the video. Anyways, the walls are moving, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. The ceiling felt so low, it could touch the top of my dreads. And I remember asking my girlfriend, like, Tiff, has the ceiling always been that low? And she's just looking, because, you know, she's in a whole different reality, so she's not seeing what I'm seeing. And she's just like, nah. Oh, I'm clearly freaked the fuck out at this point. And I put a movie on that I thought I would watch to laugh at while I was on shrooms, because I thought it'd be a fun time. Well, it was like Step Brothers or some dumb shit, right? Well, I go to look at the screen because I could hear the movie. You know, I just turned it on, I guess. Again, I have no memory of actually turning it on, but apparently I did. Well, I go to, like, look at the screen, and, the best way to explain what I saw visually, it's really, really hard, okay? But the best way to explain it is the screen, the visuals of the movie looked super grainy, super dusty, super, like, snowy, cloudy, like a broken TV with, like, bad reception or some shit like that. It looked very fucked. And it also kind of had, like, this dirty look to it. When I say dirty, I mean, in a literal sense, it looks like someone picked up a handful full of dirt out of the ground and threw it all over the flat screen type shit. I don't know why, but it had like this muddy fucking grainy texture all over the screen. It didn't look appealing to the eyes at all. So I was like, well, clearly I am not watching this movie. I'm anxious as fuck. There's only one way out this shit. I'm gonna fucking go to sleep until this shit wears off. I had her look up like how to, like, you know, keep me chill while I'm tripping bad on this shit, how to do some research, you know, like how long this shit can go on for. It ended up being a whole 7-hour trip to be exact. But anyways, I hop up in my bed. The fucking blankets are moving, the mattress is moving, the sheets moving, and like it kind of really wavy like a fucking ocean. And I get this, like, this fear, like this sensation that I'm drowning, it feels like. I start flipping the fuck out, and for an entire hour, I can't say that, man. Like, I don't know, alright? I'd have a good track of time in reality, alright? Whatever the fuck you want to call it. All I'm gonna say is, for hours and hours, I just spewed my thoughts about everything that's been in my head, not for weeks or months, but probably for years. Like, I just started spewing out random trauma that I've been through, thoughts of depression, you know, I've talked about my downcomings. Like, it was like the most biggest therapy session I think I ever had with myself. I think that was the craziest thing about all of it. I just started spewing and spewing my thoughts, and I just kept talking and talking about everything. And apparently I talked for like an entire 7 hours. I didn't stop talking until I felt like there was nothing else to talk about. And once I got to that point, my trip was just coming to an end, it seemed like. I'm not going to go into any details about anything I talked about because it's very personal shit. But what I will say is, I've had a lot of downcomings in my life where I've done shitty things and made poor decisions, both towards my own life and other people. I was able to realize that for once in a very, very unbiased perspective. And I think that's hard for a lot of us to do, to be able to look outside of our own box, because we're all so used to being in our own body, looking through our own eyes 24/7. So it's only natural that sometimes people lose track of perspective. I don't even necessarily think it makes you a bad person, if you want me to be honest with you. A lot of people that I fell out with as friends, that I've been friends with for years, I was very bitter about. I was very hateful towards the situation because I felt abandoned, I felt betrayed. The shrooms helped me understand that, hey man, we all have different journeys. Sadly, not all journeys intertwine. Somebody you may be friends with for like 7 or 8 plus years may not be your friend tomorrow or your friend ever again. It doesn't mean they're a bad person, no matter how you actually ended. It just means that y'all are going down 2 different routes. It doesn't mean yours is better or worse, or vice versa. So, with that being said, do I still say it was a bad trip? Yes, in the sense that I was freaked out, but I say it was a needed bad trip in the sense that it humbled me. You know, a lot of us don't want to admit it when we have an ego, but I had an ego. I thought I was tough shit for a long time. The one thing the bad trip did was kick the fuck out of my ass and humble me, you know what I'm saying? I also did DMT as well, but that'll be a whole other video of its own, so y'all let me know if you want that shit. I do hope you guys enjoyed this storytime video. If you did, please let me know down in the comments below. And again, tell me your experience with shrooms if you ever did it. Also, I do not encourage the use of any drugs. If you really are dealing with depression and other mental problems, please go to therapy or talk to people who are in your life. Do not rely on magical cow shit to fix your perspective on things. Sometimes you just gotta have the right people in your circle. And if you don't have that, or you think you have that but you don't, or you already know you have that but you just don't want to accept that's what it is, man, that's self-sabotage right there. You can't do that to yourself. No, I don't encourage anyone to go out and consume psychedelics because I think it's going to help them mentally. But this was something I did because I felt like I was at my wit's end with shit. And I just wanted to see what it was going to be like. This was my personal decision. I don't encourage nobody watch this video to do that. But if you're going to do it anyways, and it's fuck strange, I do what I want, fair enough. But if you're going to do it, be smart about it. Don't eat as much as I fucking did. Hell, I know a lot of you elitists out there probably thinking, oh, that's all you ate. Dude, I ate like quadruple that my first time. Alright, good for you, bro. Good for you. And what happened with mine will not happen with your story, alright? You might go through something completely different. So keep that in mind. Stay away from drugs. And if you're going to do drugs anyways, be safe about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to rate and subscribe. And let me know down in the comments below if you enjoyed the video. And with that being said, I'm Strange. We out!